Hi, and I welcome you today. We're going to be talking about the signs that God is telling you to stop trying so hard and allow Him to do it in the relationship. If your well intentioned efforts keep blowing up in your face, this could be a sign. God is saying, stop trying so hard. Allow me to do it. And life is not full of formulas. We can just punch in certain variables and always get the intended results. So don't instantly blame yourself. Whatever reason that your well-intentioned efforts keep blowing up in your face for that relationship, there's other times in life where well-intentioned efforts are actually getting in the way of us receiving what God wants us to receive in the relationship. The biblical example it can be seen in the life of Peter. Peter has a famous blunders that we all are well aware of. But unlike Judas, Peter's failures were not rooted in a bad motive. For example, when Judas betrayed Jesus, Peter lacked and cut off someone's ear, and Jesus rebuked Peter and healed the man's ear. Before this end, when Jesus was telling the disciples about all what he needed to do to suffer, Matthew 16:22 states that, and Peter took aside and began to rebuke him, said, "Far be it from you, Lord. This should never happen to you." But he turned and said to Peter, "Get thee hence, thee Satan. You're a hindrance to me, for you are not setting your mind on the things of God, but the things of man." Jesus did not question Peter's intentions. He just knew Peter lacked respect. Peter was trying so hard to do what he felt God wanted him to do. Well, he's making mistakes after the process. Peter had to learn that Jesus was the one who was going to advance God's kingdom. Peter just needed to allow Jesus to do what he was going to do. Likewise, if your well-intentioned efforts keep blowing up in your face, this could be signs that God is leading you to do less so you can allow God to do more in your life, your ministry, your business, your relationship. If you're marking by blind faith, in biblical faith, then this could be sign that God is stating, stop trying so hard. Allow me to do it in a relationship. Christian or mock, because we claim you must have faith in God. The world mocks us because they assume faith means blind faith. But this is the exact opposite call God has given to us. Blind faith is what we have hope for something that we can't see, but there's no reason to have hope. If you're just blindly walking forward, even though the signs in life are telling you the dead end, this is not biblical faith. Biblical faith, however, is when we put our faith in Jesus Christ, even when we can't see him right now, because all the evidence points to him being the truth, his resurrection, his miracles, his creations all around us, and his steady faithfulness throughout our lives is evidence that we should keep walking in faith with him, even when we can't literally see him right now. When we walk by blind faith, we end up rebelling against God and doing the things he doesn't want us to do. For example, if you're blindly believing God will see an unbeliever that you're in love with, even though this person has said with their actions that they hate God, all you're doing is allowing yourself to be unequally yoked, and that's rebellion against God. If you're pursuing a career that you're not really qualified for, and every door keeps getting shut, but you're walking by faith in hopes that God will perform miracles, like all the evidence saying God does not want you to do this career field. No, right now you can be in the right advancement God does have. You keep pursuing what he doesn't have for you. Yes, God has called us to live by faith, but not blind faith. The 2 Corinthians 5:6-10 states that we know that while we're at home in the body, we're away from the Lord, for we walk by faith, not by sight. Yes, we are good courage, and we would rather be away from the body and home with the Lord. So whether we are home or away, we make it our aims to please him. For we must all appear before judgment before Christ, so that each one may receive what is due for what he has done in the body, whether good or evil. And if you want to help support the strategy, prayer, and relationship, probably the best way you could do by tapping the subscribe button, also placing a seed and where it's needed most. You can, if you're on Facebook, there's a Facebook pay, and whatever, $1, $5, $10, if you like to support us where we can place it where it's needed most in a relationship empowerment, please do so today. And this could be a sign God is releasing to you today my brothers, my sister, that God certainly includes humans in accomplishing his will on the earth, especially when it's time to do what it needs most. Today, my brothers and sisters, I need you to understand in Genesis 18:13-14 states that the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, shall I indeed bear a child now that I'm old? And anything is too hard for the Lord. The point I'm making today that God could be telling you to stop trying so hard. Allow him to do it. If you're trying to accomplish something in your own power, that can only truly be accomplished through God's power. Yes, if you want to be married one day and advance in your career, overcoming addiction, find healing from past trauma, reconciling with someone that if you want something like this, you'll be required to step out in faith and do your part. But in the end, only God can bring about such things. So it's extremely important that you don't get ahead of God. You need to walk through the open doors to receive what God has planned. But God first needs to open those doors by his power. Do you need God to open doors for you today? Here are the things that you need to do that God wants to reveal to you and ask you. Don't forget to subscribe to so you can receive a posting. My name is Evangelist Katina. God bless.